Today is Wednesday, July 16th, 2025. I'm going to just be recapping the breakdown I had. I had two trades today. One was a short to this orange level, buy at the orange level, basically where I got out on. I just flipped positions, took it, wrote it to here, basically. So I'm going to go break down why I did that, right? So the very first thing I was looking at was, this wasn't here in the morning. I'll tell you why I wrote that there, right? So the red is basically the pre-market high. How do you find the pre-market high? Well, basically all you have to do is before 8:30, before this candle prints, you're only looking for the highest point it was at anytime before 8:30. So 8:29 counts, 7:51 counts, and so forth, right? So this is the pre-market high. So we have that marked out, right? Now, the other thing I like looking at is kind of where's the structure going to, right? We see nice structure here, and we see nice structure there, right? So I like drawing a line underneath as well to kind of see the breakdown of it, right? Now, that line's pretty massive, but we can do it too, right? So why did I draw it there? Well, basically drew it there because we have two candles stuck at that position and pumped. This candle went to that position and pumped. This candle here holding it, right? This candle here, structure-wise, holding it and pumped up, right? So we're basically in a range here. So I'm looking for one to two things. We get a pump up above it or a pump down. Now the pump above I was looking for, right? But the very first minute candle, we saw this rejection of this high. Next candle, or next four candles, this one pumps, but we don't break above, right? So we're still in a downtrend. And I see this massive red candle here, right? That's telling me, okay, we're still in this zone though. We're still in this range. We're still range bound, right? We're still ranging. I want to see a break of this. Well, once I see this candle here come touch this level and reject it, that to me was fair enough to say, you know what? I'm getting in. So when did I get in? I got in when this green candle was red and it was pushing lower, right? So I got in, and I'll tell you exactly where I got in. I got in 62.94.75, 62.94.75, right? Stop loss off the rip is above the red, right? We get a close above the red, and I'm out, right? So what can you do? So I'm basically waiting for another structure break, right? Because the entry really is a break of this orange level. I just like entering early just to get this pushed down because I was expecting this red candle to be on this one, right? But we need a more consolidation, and then we finally push through this orange level. So as soon as we push through the orange level and we come back into this orange low, we see it come back in, and we see two rejection candles off of the, I believe this is 9. Yeah, off the 9 EMA. So that's also another confluence. So I entered up here, right? But this was more confluence. Now, when I see this red candle close here, that to me makes me say, okay, I can set my stop loss now, basically break even, right? Because if this candle comes here and then comes back up and closes above the orange, I'm out, right? So break even, you could do, not really break even, just watch it. So anywhere in here would be fine to see a break above here, close above, and you're out. That's simple, right? So now where am I taking it to? Well, I have another orange level here. Now, why do I have this orange level? Well, let's go to the 4 hour and I'll show you why. So you go to the 4 hour, zoom in, and this will kind of help you understand why I have other orange levels as well, right? But the reason I have this orange level is let's look at the market structure, right? Let me get rid of it. So what I do is get one. I just go top to bottom, and this is our level here, right? Let's see. Let's look at these first two candles here. At this level, we got a close of that first green candle. This green candle closed right at this level, and the next one opened right at that level. Then we move over to the right. We see how these two push through it, so those don't count, and they're not right at the level. We see this one opened. This one closed, and this one opened right at that level, as well as a wick as well. So that's pretty strong level. We have this one here, a wick. We have this one, a body and a body right here, right here, right here, these three, and right here, right? That to me is enough confidence to say this is a strong level. So that's why I marked it there, right? So now let's go back to the 1 minute, go back to my entry, and then you'll see why I exited where I exited, right? This right here, this level right here was confidence enough to say I'm getting out there, right? So where did I get out? I got out at 62.80.50. 62.80.50, literally right at the orange level. Okay? That was a 1 to 11. We'll just say, hindsight, this pushes up a little bit more right here, 1 to 2. Once you get that break below structure, you set it to here. We'll just 1 to 5, right? Not the best trade, not the worst trade. Good, really good break of structure coming down. Perfect, right? Now, the other trade I like to see is what I did. I exited. You see how it says I bought 10 at average price, 5 here and 5 here at the same time. Well, what did I have selling here? I sold 5 here. So what I did is I sold 5 at 62.80.50 right at this level, and then I bought 5 more, basically reverse position at 62.79.75. 62.79.75, right? Boom. Bought in, right? You could say a little premature. And my stop is basically, 2 candle close below this orange level, right? Just to make it easier, what you could have done is just waited for you know, this to break through, this to break, and then love seeing these double bottoms at the same level. See how these two are at the same level? One isn't below the other. And the reason I like the same level is because your liquidity is basically under these wicks. Or you could say, more liquidity, but your liquidity got stuck in these wicks, right? So your stop losses would have been here. And if all these stop losses got ran, it would have been as strong as having 2 wicks at the same spot. So that's a double bottom, right? So you could have entered where I entered. I just flip positions, just liking this setup here, a nice reversal. You could have also just waited for a close, right? Entered there, and it basically is the same entry. I just got a better entry here, but you have more risk, right? So then where did I take it to? So I took it to 62.92.75. 62.92.75. So that was a 1 to 5. So I basically caught the short side to the downside. Then I flip positions, caught the bottom to the top. Now, why did it bounce straight at this orange level here? So if you come to this orange level here, you're going to see all this structure here. I drew this orange level before this got printed. But you just see how market works, right? We had the break of that structure, push down, come back in, push down. It's going to always come back to that level. Now, you don't know if this is going to hold or not. It could have just pushed straight through and used that as support to go to the long side, but it was used as resistance twice, right? Now, the other thing I like to do as well is take your fib from this bottom, right, to this high. You could do, sorry, I meant this high, the highest high, right? What is the highest high of the move? This is the lowest point of the move. This is the highest point of the move. Where does the orange level also coincide with? Look how precise that is. A negative 2360 as well. Boom. And what you also could have done, if you really wanted to, right? Because my entry was here. Entry was 75. Stop loss here, right? You're taking it back up to negative 2360. What do we also get here at Golden Pocket? At Golden Pocket, we got a double bottom. Boom. So you could have done is, right, entered your size here, maybe take out at this break, wait for it to come back down, enter an actual strong position here, and then take it to the negative 2360, right? But I just let it ride because I already had one nice on this play here. Let it ride all the way to negative 2360. And boom, you see I got out at 62.9275 right there. So 1 to 5.